All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Health Movement Podcast. I'm Derek, your host, a certified personal trainer and teacher of over 20 years. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can jump over to the YouTube channel, the Health Movement Podcast, on there. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, all the usual things. And also, as I say every show, we are not doctors. So before you go changing any nutrition or programming, make sure you consult with your physician. All right, now that all that housekeeping is out of the way, I'd like to introduce our next guest, and he's definitely got a unique skill set I'm excited to talk about. Jonathan Godbout is a certified personal trainer. You might recognize him from American Ninja Warrior, and he's also a drummer in two different bands, Midnight Raiders and Covalent. Did I say both those? Oh, Riders. Shoot.
Riders.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read my chicken scratches and I missed the A. Midnight Raiders. Awesome. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for jumping on with us.
Thanks for having me. This is actually my first podcast ever,
I
so I'm very
appreciate
excited.
you jumping on.
Yeah.
You've got a unique background here where, obviously you're a trainer, but you have propelled that into Ninja Warrior. How can you give us some background? I'm just curious how you got to that point. How does one become a Ninja Warrior?
Yes.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Thank you. So a lot of people have seen the show American Ninja Warrior, but not a lot of people know that there's actually tons of competitions and leagues for the sport of ninja outside of the TV show. So there's tons of gyms around where you can train and do competitions, and there are lots of youth ninja teams out there. And there's really a whole sport and a whole community to ninja outside of just the show. So that's where I started. I went to a ninja gym. So I live in Worcester now, and this gym is in West
I've been there,
Boylston.
actually.
So
My sons had birthday parties and stuff. They would go there. And yeah,
yeah,
I've definitely been to that one. Sorry, continue. That's awesome.
yeah. No, maybe you had me as your
Could
birthday
have.
party
Definitely
staff
could
guy.
have. That's funny.
Maybe would have been crossover of the century. But yeah, so I started there. I went when I was, I think, 12 with a few friends, and I just loved it. I just wanted to go back. I didn't take it too seriously. I was just a kid having fun. And it's like a big playground. So I went first when I was 12. I went, it just drew me back. And then I think that Christmas, my parents got me a membership to the gym. I started going more consistently. And I remember really vividly one day, the team was training there. And like at this point, I really wanted to get better, and it wasn't just for fun anymore. And I was like, doing some harder obstacles and gaining a little bit more confidence. And I don't know why I did this, but I went up to the coach of the team and I was like, hey, is there any chance I can just join the team and like join this team class? And he kind of looked at me funny. He's like, well, like, like usually people who are on the team, like they've been training for a little bit longer and like you have to take classes before and like there's kind of a tryout. And I was like, really? Like, come on, like just let me jump in the class. And he was chill. He was just like, you know what? Whatever. Sure. And I did the team class and I wasn't any good. But I think he saw something in me and I kept coming back and I just kept going to those classes and doing the obstacles. Every time you do something, it gives you a little bit more confidence, and then you can go out and try the next thing. And it's just something that always brought me back. So I did a few local competitions, and then so I started when I was 12. Now I'm 13. That is when the first season of American Ninja Warrior Junior was coming out. So there's the adult show American Ninja Warrior, which a lot of people have seen. But this show, American Ninja Warrior Junior, run by the same people, but it's just ages 9 to 14. Yeah. So there's three different age groups. There's a 9 to 10-year-old age group, an 11, 12 age group, and then 13, 14. And so I was in the 13 to 14-year-old age group. But I just applied for the show. I'd only been doing ninja for about 6 months seriously, but I still applied for the show. Just like whatever, see what happens. And for whatever reason, they accepted me. And so I got to do the show. So that was my first year competing on American Ninja Warrior Junior. And I didn't have a lot of experience. I was just an athletic kid who was going to go out there and try it. And I actually ended up placing third on that whole season. Yeah, it was crazy because I really didn't know what I was doing compared to the other people. But it was racing, and I just ran like a cheetah was chasing me, and was able to pull out some victories against people who were honestly a lot better than me
You
at the
sound
time.
like you were the better one when it counted. So that's, I guess, all you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I locked in when it mattered, but yeah. So that was my first year. So that gave me a lot of confidence to really stick with the sport. I did American Ninja Warrior Junior again next year. Unfortunately, didn't do so well on my second season. But
Yep.
it's all right. It was still fun to compete on it. Then a couple years break. That's when COVID happened. So a couple years off from the show at least, but I was still doing a lot of local competitions. And then my first season of the adult show, American Ninja Warrior, was I think I was 17. It was season 13 of the show. And since then, I've done seasons 13, 14, 15, skipped 16, and then I'm currently on season 17. That's kind of in the
That's
middle of airing
crazy.
right
So
now.
when you finish a season, do you have to reapply to get back on the next year? Is that kind of the process?
Yeah, it's the same process for pretty much everyone. There's a written application where you tell a little bit about your personal story, your background, what you like to do, and then a bit about your athletic history and, ninja experiences and things like that. So there's a written application, which is pretty short, and then it's a video that it's pretty
Okay.
free form. It's 2 to 3 minutes. Do whatever you want, say whatever you want. And if they like you, they take
That's
you for the
awesome.
show.
That's awesome. So this is season 17.
Yeah.
Is the season completed and they're just airing the episodes right now? Or how,
Right. Yeah. It actually filmed. It was all filmed in September and October. And it's just airing now, actually. So I was on the qualifying episode a few weeks ago, and then I hit the buzzer. So I'm moving on to semifinals, which is in a few weeks. But it's really funny. I missed a lot of school. I was a senior in
all
college
right.
this last year, and I missed a good amount of school to go to Las Vegas and film the show. And I told all my teachers that's what I was doing. And I'm a
Yep.
physical education major, so they were super supportive.
Yeah.
They thought it was
That's
awesome, but I think they were starting to not believe me because it took so long
Oh,
for the
I
show to
gotcha.
air that like I had the teacher. I was like, hey, I gotta go for a couple weeks and film American Ninja Warrior, and then they'd ask me the next couple of months, like, when is that thing gonna be on? I'm like,
That's out of my
like,
hands, you know.
you
That's
know, yeah.
you don't really talk about production
So
timelines or anything like that. You just that's funny though. So obviously
yeah,
you can't tell us how it went. I imagine there's some privacy concerns there and everything. So I'm not going to put you on the spot for that.
yeah.
Um, but what have you? Thinking of your background. You're working to be a phys ed major, which is awesome. By the way, that is as a teacher, I can tell you
Thanks.
that is one of the coolest jobs there is. And
Mhm.
from there, you're also a certified personal trainer. When did you get that certification?
I did
Okay.
it last summer.
And have you
Last
been
summer, yeah.
working with that at this point, or is it just another stepping stone in building up a career in fitness?
Yeah, so I do
Okay.
online training, and a bit of in-person training too. I don't really have like a personal training studio or like a gym that I work out of. I coach at a ninja gym, so they have some fitness equipment there. But most of the training that I do is actually online. So I write workout programs for people and check in with them pretty regularly. So I have around like
Nice.
20 clients now. And yeah, and I check in with them. I write workout programs for them. We chat on a regular basis. So I really like doing that because it's really affordable for people because like it's not
Yeah.
one-on-one time that I'm spending with a person. Like I can write them programs, we can go back and forth. But like, it's pretty inexpensive for them. And honestly, like a lot of the people doing it are just
I
my
gotcha.
friends. So like I'm just super happy
Yep.
to gain experience and doing it. And a lot of the people are in the ninja community too. So it's people who are like just getting into ninja or really, advanced ninja athletes too. And they're all super talented at obstacles. but strength training is really, really important for, one,
Yep.
improving your performance in ninja, but two, preventing injuries
Oh,
in
that's a
ninja.
good point too.
So that's something that I've been able to help a lot of people out with, just with especially shoulder strengthening and different exercises for the shoulders, because
I
ninja
was going
is
to
a lot
say,
on
is
your
that the
shoulders.
most
Yeah,
important muscle group if you had to pick one? I imagine grip
yeah,
strength is pretty
a
important,
hundred
but the
percent.
shoulders, there's so much rotation going on there.
Yeah, grip strength is important, for performance in ninja. People don't really hurt their, like, in rock climbing, it's a lot more common to, snap a tendon or get an injury in your fingers or your forearms. Ninja isn't as intense on, like, your fingers as rock climbing is. So the shoulders are really the main thing that tends to get hurt, and a lot of people have some issues with their shoulders. I've been really fortunate. I never have, but I think that's also because I keep a pretty healthy balance of strength training and ninja. I don't just do ninja. I kind of like to do a
That's
lot of
good.
different
And
things.
we had a guest on who worked for the 76ers, the basketball team, and was in charge of player
Oh,
development and that
cool.
sort of thing. And he was adamant that you should not just do one form of exercise as a kid in terms of training. You need to train your
Yeah.
body to react to different stimulus and environment and everything like that. So the fact that you're hitting multiple aspects of fitness there, I'm sure, has led to not getting injured, or at least not having any shoulder injuries. Have there been other injuries you've run into?
Yeah. No, I'm really lucky. I'm super, super lucky. I've been pretty injury free all my life, despite doing lots of
That's
crazy
good.
stuff. Um,
Um,
but yeah,
so in terms of training, what's the focus then? How do you write your own programming if shoulders are that, and you can't overtrain them or else you're gonna injure yourself that way. But I imagine you need full range of motion. You need a lot of, it's not just power, but it's endurance too that you have to train for.
yeah. Yeah, so the main things that I personally do for training, so I do ninja, I rock climb, and I do strength training. So those are kind of my main three. I also like to run and do some forms of cardio, but I don't really like build that into my plan or anything. Those are the three main things I do. So I do ninja probably 2 to 3 times a week, and then I'll fill like up to 5 days with rock climbing probably. So, say I do 3 days of ninja, I might climb for 2 days, 2 days of ninja, 3 days of climbing, kind of stuff like that. And then after most of my ninja or climbing sessions, I'll do a workout, usually around, 30 minutes. And I write my own programming. So I usually do a push
Okay.
pull legs split. So I try to get in at least 3 workouts a week for like specific strength work. And then I also like to incorporate in some like kind of CrossFit, metabolic conditioning style workouts too. But in a lot of my workouts, I'll just do like some light shoulder strengthening exercises. So whether that's like face pulls or like those banded or cable machine
Yep.
external rotations where you have your arm tight to your side here and you're externally rotating the shoulder, band pull aparts with the band here and pulling out like that. And then a lot of stuff on bars too, where you're hanging on the bar and you're just going through the
Oh,
range
I
of motion of
gotcha.
the shoulders. So yeah, a lot of stuff like that. It's like none of this is going to injure your shoulder. It's just going to really bulletproof it and make it stronger
So it
and more
sounds like you
stable
have a
as a
lot
joint.
to strengthen it, but you also have a good deal of injury prevention built into it. Where it sounds like
Yeah.
you say you've been lucky, and luck does play a part, but you're also training the right way to give yourself the best
Yeah.
possible odds to not get hurt. Um, so
Yeah.
that sounds like you got it dialed in, and you started doing this at, what did you say, 12 when you joined that class?
Tw-
That's crazy.
yeah,
And I
12.
love that you said you sucked the first time, but you
Yeah, I
kept
wasn't good.
doing it. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are afraid to try something new because they don't like the period of being terrible at something. Um, but you have to
Yeah.
be humble enough to realize you're not good at everything, and it's okay. It's a learning process.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I love we'll call it newbie gains in anything. So like I will actually seek out new skills that I'm terrible at because I, sucking at the beginning is too bad, but like if you just do it for a couple times, the progress you make in anything is so quick. Like I play drums and I've been playing drums since I was 10. And you know, you can keep getting better, but like the more you practice, it's like, okay, now I can do this specific technique that no one's even going to notice or care about. And like I'm the only one who knows this. Like I've been playing drums for a really long time. You know, it's harder to make progress when you've been doing it for over 10 years. So I picked up
Oh,
piano like
nice.
last year. And I'm terrible at piano, right? But it's like if you just practice for a couple hours, you're gonna get so much better. And I just love that. Like I picked up CrossFit when I was like late high school going into college, and that was the first time I started seriously lifting. Like the newbie gains were
Yeah.
unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Like I could just, you know, all my numbers on lifts shot up, and you know, same with running too. Like I kind of go through phases of running, you know, not at all, and then running a ton. And like when you get back into it, you just make progress so quickly,
That
and
is,
that feels really
I
good.
honestly, I noticed this. My son's gonna be a junior in high school, and I've coached the rec soccer team. They have like a spring rec league, and when the kids are like 4 or 5, 6, like as they're going through the younger years, if any kid puts a little bit of effort in, they skyrocket past all the other kids pretty quickly. But then when they get to this
Yeah.
level, they're all very even, and you have one or two outliers, but you're right. The newbie gains are gone. They've all gotten the newbie gains. So now you're at a
Yeah.
level where those little things that nobody else notices that you learn from drumming, other quality good drummers would definitely understand and see. Have you ever seen? I'm
Yeah.
sure you have those Chad Smith drumming videos and all that. And
Oh yeah.
oh, he's
I love
incredible.
Chad
And I'll
Smith. Yeah.
listen. I don't know anything about drumming. I am awful at it. But again, I've never done it, so maybe that's expected. But I'll listen to the
Yeah.
professional drummers critique him, and they're talking about all these subtleties that a normal person doesn't get, which I'm sure you understand it just because you've gotten to that level, which
Hmm.
is, I don't know, that's exciting. That's got to be cool to get to the point where you're then.
Have you seen the Chad Smith and Will Ferrell
Yes,
drum
Will
off?
Ferrell can drum.
Yeah.
That guy could. They look so similar too that it's entertaining.
Yeah. One of the best
Yes,
videos on the internet right
absolutely,
there.
absolutely. So are you looking to continue with Ninja Warrior like after this season, however it ends up, and I hope you win. But after this season, would are you going back again?
Yeah, applications are open right now. I think they're due in late July. I've been procrastinating, but I'm gonna make my video and I'm gonna do it again. You know, I'm gonna keep applying until they
That's
stop
awesome.
accepting me. You know, it's an amazing opportunity, and even though I don't know, I don't want to say that. I guess yeah, I guess I am a little less competitive about it than I used to be. I think like my first year on the show, that's you know, the 3 seasons that have finished airing already, that has been my best performance was my first season, and I think that's when I took it the most
Yeah.
seriously too. But I also had the most time. I was in high school. I've gotten a lot busier since, and I think my priorities have kind of expanded past just my
Yeah.
performance in Ninja. And I have a lot of other priorities in life now, which I'm happy to, you know, go and, you know, see how that stuff goes. But um, you know, I love it, and even if my goal isn't to win, my goal is gonna be to do as well as
Yeah.
I personally can, and just have the best time doing it. So, I will always keep applying as long as they keep accepting me, and I'll always try to compete at the
That's
absolute
sweet.
highest
And
level I
it
can.
is like you're finishing up college, or did you just finish?
I have 2 summer classes that I'm taking right now. I already went to
Okay.
graduation. They gave me like a, you know, "We'll give you your actual
I
degree when
got
you
you.
finish
Yeah.
your summer classes." Because I transferred and I had a few things left over, but
Oh, I
I'm pretty much done. The senioritis is real.
well, congratulations then,
Yeah.
because that's it's a lot of
Thank you.
work doing that, and you're training people, and you're drumming, and you're on stage. I want to talk about your drumming career too. Um,
Yeah,
I
sure.
saw the reel that you were playing at Sneaker Rama. Sneaker Rama, is that the right one?
I
Sneaker
think it's
Rama.
Sneakorama. I don't know. I called it Sneakorama, and then someone on the microphone said Sneakorama, and
Maybe it's
then
the
I don't
whole
know.
potato
So,
potato sort of thing that wherever you're from, it's a little different. But that looks it, if you had to pick one career where you were top flight ninja warrior, you could make a living on that, or a drummer in a band, and you could only pick one, which way would you go?
Well, I will say in Ninja Warrior, something that is unfortunate at the moment, but I think it has a lot of potential in the future, is even if you are the best ninja athlete, you unfortunately can't make a career out of that yet in the same way that you could being a
I
professional
gotcha.
soccer player, right? Because there's no like leagues that will really pay you a salary to be an athlete. You can go on American Ninja Warrior and win it and get $1 million,
That's hard to
but
rely. But
you know, might
let's
not
say you
happen.
could
Yeah.
make a career where you made the same amount of money in each. What would you choose?
Yeah. I don't know. It's really tough. I love drumming and I love ninja. Um, I don't know. I'd probably have to go
Yeah.
with drumming. I do really really love them both, and I think I'll always, definitely I'll always be as healthy and fit as I can. But yeah, I just love drumming, and I think being like a musician would be super super cool. It's not necessarily my
Yeah.
life plan is to do that, but who doesn't
Yeah,
want to
no,
be a
that's
rock
true.
star?
That is true. I
Yeah,
love So
yeah.
when we have a lot of Massachusetts people that listen to the show, do you
Mhm.
want to give a couple plugs to any shows you got coming up or anything like that?
Let's see. We play a lot of shows.
Or I can, if you
Um,
send me a list, I
oh,
can put them in the
I
description so people can. All right.
That's perfect because I don't know what I'm doing. I just look at the calendar and it tells me where to be.
No, that's
Yeah.
good. It's good you've got gigs and stuff lined up though. That's we'll have to get out to
Yeah.
one of the shows though. That would be.
Yeah. Our summer's busy. Yeah, our summer's super busy, especially. Lots of outdoor
I was
festivals
gonna
and
say, do you
it's a
get a
lot of
lot of
fun.
daytime gigs now that it's summer and nice out?
Yeah. Yeah, like the town commons and the breweries and like come, September and October, like those
Yeah.
fall festivals. It's all a super, super fun time. So yeah, my classic rock band, the Midnight Riders, that's kind of what we do. And then the other band I'm in is called Covalent and it's a metal band. And we don't really play shows. Maybe we will in the future. People wouldn't really like our music as
That's
much,
all that
but we love
matters.
it.
That's
So
all
that's
that
what's
matters.
important. Yeah, it's a lot harder, and it's a lot more physical too. So usually when I'm playing like classic rock style drums, I can kind of chill out a little bit more and have a bit more fun, and there's some
Yeah.
improvisation and stuff like that. And I love that. I think it's super cool that like every show we do is different. Sometimes we'll be playing a song, and then the bass player or the guitar player will start playing a different song, and then we'll just like transition right into that.
Oh, that's fun.
And there's just like some really good nonverbal communication that happens between us. And sometimes they transition into a song I've never heard it before. I start looking around like, guys, what is this? Like, what are we doing? And they just like tell me the tempo and the
All
time
right.
signature. I'm like,
We'll go with
whatever,
it.
we'll
That's
go with
that's
it.
got to be a lot of fun though, because it's a
Yeah,
lot of creativity and freedom. And like you said,
yeah,
you're always trying to learn new things, and even in those regards, I imagine that's an opportunity to just keep going with it. That's awesome.
yeah. And it's a good opportunity to really let yourself relax too and chill out. Cause like if the band transitioned into a song I've never heard before, right? And I'm playing drums in front of 200 people, if I get nervous and I get stressed and I start to freeze up, I'm like, oh my God, never heard this song before. What do I do? I'm just gonna play terribly. It's really helped me to learn to just chill out, just flow state, go with it. I think the idea of flow state is really helpful in both drumming and ninja. Um, it's just something that
What
I've
can you
tried to
talk
work
to me
on
about what
over the
flow
years.
state is? I just want to make sure everybody's clear on that one.
Yeah, so the way I see it is kind of doing without thinking. That's kind of the way I would describe it. So in the context of drumming, right? If you overthink it,
Yeah.
you're gonna mess up. So it's just you just need to feel the rhythm, and it just kind of comes out naturally. And you're not thinking about it. You're just doing it, and you're just right in the music. You're not thinking too much about what am I playing exactly? What is he playing exactly? It's just like you're totally just in the music. And then with Ninja too, if you overthink it, you're going to make little mistakes too. So I think, when I'm running in competitions, especially, like I don't really remember a lot from my runs in competitions. Watching my run from qualifying this year on the show was crazy because what I thought happened in the run just didn't happen. Like I just had made up so many things in my mind, and my recollection of the run was just so wrong of what happened. Like not the
Yeah.
outcome. Like I knew that I hit the buzzer, obviously, but like the specific moves I did, I was like, I thought I didn't do that, or like I rested for 30 seconds here. Like, what's
That's
going
funny.
on? Um, so, but I think that's a testament to how I wasn't really thinking while doing.
You're
I
just
was just
reacting
doing,
to the
and I think
stimulus,
that,
and you were that when you think about that though,
yeah,
and something simple, and this happens for everybody when you get to a skill at whatever it is. If you type on a keyboard, you're never thinking where's the E, where's the D. You just do it once you learn how to do it. And if I start thinking about where a
yeah,
key is, I have no idea. You can't figure that sort of thing out. And
yeah,
it's like if you watch professional basketball players or football, like when they react to a defender or somebody in front of them, they're not like, oh, I need to go behind my back here and then through my. It's just you just react, and you've been in that
yeah,
flow state, like you said. Um, I think that's
mhm,
super. That says a lot when you can get to that point. You have to be at a certain skill level. So it sounds. I always thought when you're playing a show, you have a set list and you just go off the set list. But it sounds like you have some people that like to mess
yeah,
with you a little bit while you're playing.
yeah. They do. Yeah, in the Midnight Riders, we definitely like to mess around a good amount and have fun at our shows. My other band, Covalent, is totally different. So we are like to the T. Everything is exactly as planned. So we have a click track that corresponds with a backing track. So we hear a metronome in our ears
Okay.
the entire time. It counts us in to each song, and then you have to play the songs, in the exact section that it is, because of the fact that other things
Oh,
are
I
coming
got
out the
you.
speakers at
Yep.
like specific times. So we'll be playing something, and then at exactly measure 164 in the song, it goes like, and like if that doesn't
At the right
happen right
spot. Yeah.
when the riff kicked in,
It
then
sounds terrible. Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
be weird. It'd be terrible. So that is like completely dialed in. Every second is just, exactly how we planned it. We have a light show too that corresponds to everything. So like the exact beats that we play will be reflected in the light show. So that's like super, super just to the T. Everything needs to be perfect. But like I do still think too, like the concept of flow state still applies, where it's like you've practiced this exact thing, even though you're not like kind of improvising in the moment. It's still like this is just muscle memory. You're just doing the thing that you've done
Yeah.
100 times before. It's honestly easier because you don't have to you really make anything up. It's just
I
you got to do
I
exactly what
imagine the
you have
prep
done a
work
million
on something
times.
like that is pretty intensive though, where you got to line the beats up and the sounds and the
Yeah,
lights, and whose job is that?
yeah,
Is
it's
that
a lot.
yours or is that somebody else's? Or is it all of you together?
So I do the backing tracks. So I do like all of the
Yeah.
sound that comes out. And then our guitarist Evan, who actually also on American Ninja Warrior,
He's on
he
the
does
show
the
with you
lights.
too? Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So yeah, the guitarist in my metal band, Covalent Evan, he was also in the show. They actually they let us go up on the start line and play one of our songs on
That's
the show. So
awesome.
that
Do you
was
have
super cool.
that posted somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's on my Instagram. Me and Evan and our band all did a little collab post for it. It was cool, the segment they did on us, and it was funny
That
that
is,
they
I
let us
did
do
see one
that.
of the guys chuck you a drumstick so you could hit the buzzer with the drumstick. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's the
That was good. It's
announcer.
a good thing
Yep.
you caught it too. That would have been a tough moment if if you dropped that one.
Yeah, actually, I that was the third try. Yeah, they just stitched it together.
Oh,
It's TV
perfect. Well, I guess
magic.
it's not a big deal that you dropped
I
it.
think
Yeah,
I can say that. It's
that's
funny.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. All the magic we don't see.
He only had three. He only had three, and I caught the last
Well
one.
done.
So
Well
how
done.
we
Nobody
doing?
knows it was the third one. It will still say it was the first.
Yeah. just me and you
Yes.
and the listeners
Yeah,
and
that's
everyone
true.
there.
That's
So
true.
maybe a
That's
lot of
true.
people actually.
I honestly, I'm naive that I didn't even think something like that would happen. But yeah, I guess that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, the lights are in your face, and it's actually really hard to. That's another thing on competing on the show. So many
Oh,
lights. It's really hard to focus on the obstacles because there are just lights going everywhere in your face.
that's.
So
Do you
that's hard.
like? Do you go into super lit areas to try and practice that? Like, how do you simulate something like that?
So yeah, it's weird because the show is filmed at night. So it's totally dark. And this is another thing about the show too. That's actually really interesting. And like, if you just think about it for a second, it makes total sense. But the show is filmed at night. You know, when you watch it, you see
Yep.
sky's dark, total nighttime. But it also takes a long time to film the show. It's not all done between the hours of
Yeah.
9 p.m. and midnight. They film the show from sundown to
Wow.
sunrise. So it makes for very, very late nights, some would say early mornings, but you know, you're not sleeping, so it's late
So,
nights. And also the show is usually filmed on the West Coast, so the time change works against
yes.
us New Englanders as well. So you got to fly to Vegas or California. You're already 3 hours, you know, in whatever
Yes.
direction that
Yes.
makes you feel more tired before you should be, right? So it's midnight and it feels like 3 in the morning, and you're not running until 5, right? Which feels
Yeah.
like 8 in the
So
morning.
can you not
Uh,
sleep
so it's
between, or are you too amped up and it's just not an environment conducive to getting some rest?
You know, you really have to flip your sleep schedule. So the bus leaves to go to set pretty much around sunset. So it's best to just sleep right up until
I
when that
gotcha.
happens. And then when you get there, it's honestly a pretty busy night. So there is some downtime. But you know, they got to show you the course and the rules and everything. And then there's lots
Oh,
of
I gotcha.
interviews and there's people going around with things for social media. So it is pretty busy. And also watching other people in the course is so helpful
That's true.
that
That's true.
sleeping through it would be counterproductive because of the things that you can learn
How
from other
long
people's
does it
runs.
take to shoot a whole season? Is this like a couple weeks?
Yeah. It around two
Okay.
weeks this year. Yeah, they used to do it in different locations. They used to like move around, so they had like the DC qualifiers and then Miami qualifiers and you know San Antonio and stuff like that. And then you know since COVID, they've just
Okay.
done it in one
So
spot,
what
just all in one
time,
go.
like when is
Uh,
this on? So everybody can make sure they're watching.
so let's see. I was on
Okay.
episode 2 of this season. So I was on episode 2, right kind of
Yep.
near the end of the episode. But you should watch the whole
Okay.
thing. But I
Yeah.
was near the end if you want to fast forward. And then I hit the buzzer, so I'll be on the semifinals sometime in mid to late July. I'm not exactly sure when, but I can
Yeah.
find that out. And if you want to put it in the
Definitely.
description
Definitely.
or something.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to put that in there. Um, yeah, well,
Sweet.
thank you. I'm excited to see how this season turns out. You said you won it all, so we'll put. I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. He didn't say that one at all. You can listen to it all. But no, I'm excited to see how it's going. I'm excited to see the band. I got to come out and check you guys out sometime. That would be a lot of fun. And then yeah, good luck finishing up your last couple classes. And then, are you looking to get a PE position in a school? Is that the goal, or are you gonna train online?
Yeah, I think maybe in a little bit. Yeah, I think maybe in a little bit. I really love personal training right now. I want to continue to do that. I love playing in the band. So I'm doing what works. You know, I'm doing that right
Got
now and
to
it's
keep
really
it up
working.
then.
So I'm excited to
Yeah.
just do more of that in the near future. And then I think teaching in a school is something that maybe in a few years, both my parents are teachers. So I can definitely see that being like a thing I do, like when I
Yep.
have a family and stuff like that. But for
You
now,
too.
I'm hanging out. I'm doing the things I like. I'm not trying to wake up around 7 for school. You know, honestly, we're filming this at 10 a.m. A bit of a
Oh,
struggle
really?
getting out of bed for this
Wow.
one.
We are on
No,
opposite
yeah.
schedules because I am usually up at 4
Yeah.
and go to the gym then and do my stuff.
Wow.
So now I'm like, it's only that's the one problem with getting up early is you're like, wow, it feels like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And you look, it's 9 a.m. Like, this probably isn't the best move. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It fits
Yeah.
during the school year because I'm not going and exercising once I'm done with school. My kids have sports and all that other stuff. So if I'm going to be
Yeah.
consistent, it's the
Yeah, that makes
morning.
a lot of sense.
But Jonathan, thank you so much for
Mhm.
taking the time to hop on here with me. I imagine you'll start doing more of these once you get the band going and or not going, but once you get a little more I don't know, exposure with Ninja Warrior and people come to your shows, and it'll the opportunities will definitely be there. So
Yeah, but thanks so much for having me. This was super fun. And yeah, I love podcasts are cool. Yeah, they're fun. I never done one before,
yeah, of
so
course.
thanks so
It's
much
my
for having me.
pleasure. My
This was
pleasure.
cool.
All right. Well, everybody listening, thank you very much. Again, if you're on Spotify, hop over to YouTube, follow the show, comment. I'll put Jonathan's information, social media stuff out there. So reach out and say hi. Tell him you heard him on the show. And I imagine he will be getting back to you pretty quickly. So, all right. Thank you all.